Zerg, jibby me, jibby.
Really?
Totally.
Please.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Joy's CreativeFinger. This is our Let's Play Families Teeny Issues episode 2 and we are at Simtown High School where the elite send their youngsters to come and get educated. Now, although it's a very expensive school, we still have the odd couple of students here and there who are super intelligent but can't afford the school but have gained entrance into the school through scholarships because they're extra smart. Now, I'm just trying to make sure everyone's in and sat down. This is Tom Diamond. As you all know, he's a very serious kind of a character. So as you can imagine, he's the first in the class this morning. And typically that's his behavior. And then we've got Dennis, who's taken a seat to the right. And we've got Ebony take a seat to the left. Now we have Simon, who is heading to the left at the back, and we've got Pamela to the right, and of course the princess herself, Susan Lithue. So everyone's seated. Susan has that special plumber because she came from a 9-month pregnancy, so she sparkles. It's like her own tiara. Okay, the love of her life is Simon, but Simon hasn't quite taken a shine to her because he loves Pamela, and Pamela's supposed to be her bestie, but she can't stand Pamela because of this. Dennis here knows that Ebony likes him, but he can't seem to get his attention off of Goldilocks back there. Pamela thinks that the princess is her best friend, and she also knows that Ebony is her best friend too, but she doesn't give Ebony enough attention. Simon here loves to play around with Pamela, but his best friend is the football team leader, that's Tom Diamond. But Ebony only has eyes for Dennis. She also thinks she could be a princess one day. And of course we have Tom, who is a very serious character and is very protective of his sister Pamela. His best friend, of course, is Simon. Mr. McKeldry, who is their form tutor, is here today to make sure that they sit through their tests without cheating, and he's someone you can never please. You just simply cannot satisfy this man. Anyway, this classroom I absolutely love. He is going to get to painting. It's an arts class where obviously they're having a test, but while they're busy writing, he is busy painting. And I thought it would be fun to place this Grey Cinema projector here as you have this in schools instead of a blackboard, as was the case in Dennis's primary school. But you never know, maybe in the next episode there'll be a blackboard. Right, so they're sitting for a test, and in a minute they should be done, and we'll catch up with the kids outside in the school grounds. Yep, it's time up, and they need to hand in their work, put their pencils and pens down, and head out for a break. Now, Ebony here is an amazing, bright young lady. She got into this school on a scholarship, otherwise her parents would not have been able to afford it, but she's the odd one out. You know, her mom isn't rich, she's from a broken family, but she still tries to fit in to the best of her ability. But this is just the way it is for her. Now, one thing I wanted to say is, well, Tom here is coming out to talk to her, so that's fantastic. No, he's gone. What was that? Oh my goodness, he just literally just walked out and then just went back. I don't know why that happened, but he's gone. Now, yes, speaking of this beautiful young girl here, she comes from very humble beginnings and she works twice as hard to get everything that she has. They live in a nice little house downtown, and she shares her room with her little sister. Now, she's got her timetable up on the wall. She knows where she's supposed to be at each time. She's very organized, and she's basically responsible for her little sister because her mum is the only parent in the house. So she's very helpful, very loving of her sister, and as you can see, they've got the same hairstyle in a way. I thought it was quite nice to have them both look similar, and I know some siblings don't like that, but some do. And so I thought I'd style them this way. So when you look at them at a glance, you know these are siblings. Right, so now that she is woken up, what usually happens is before she heads out to school, she's got a number of chores to take care of. That's her mum's room ahead. We're not going to go in there. It's not a tour. But as I say, she comes out, and first thing in the morning, she would be responsible for getting her younger sister to take a bath. She'll get her dressed and also get her set down either for a meal, or she would then drop her off at the nursery whenever her mum had come in quite late from a night shift, because her mum works at a hospital. This is the bathroom, and everything in here is a bit rustic, but it's clean, it's well lived in, it's not glamorous, but it's clean. Now, as I say, in the morning she has chores, quite a number of them I might say. So now that her little sister has finished taking a bath, she will then take care of the laundry. And you might be thinking to yourself, well, why does she have to do all this? Well, think about it. She's from a broken home. Her father walked out when her little sister was still in her mother's belly. Okay, and so she grew up learning to assist her mum in everything, from get me that nappy to could you bring me those shoes, and to could you help me put the dress on your little sister. And so she's been groomed into being such a great assistant and a mature character, you know. So in some ways she's grown up really fast. This is where the living room is, but let me get her to put her sister in this space and get some coloring done. I remember in season 1 where we had Ruby, we didn't get to play around a lot with some of the items that toddlers have, but look at this. She gets to just scribble and this picture just appears. Anyway, I'm really tempted. Let me just very quickly show you around. This is the entrance, of course, and this angle here we have the guest restroom, and then this is where they keep their letters and so on and sit down and put on their shoes, and then through this opening here you've got the living room. It's a very humble space and it's cute and again clean. However, they spend more time in this space here. It's a sitting area, it's a dining area, and then it flows through into the kitchen. And here's her mum, Haley. She is a nurse, and so she works nights, very long hours, to support her family of 2 beautiful girls and herself. And so she's cooking breakfast, lunch and dinner, and she'll parcel everything away and try and get some sleep before having to get back to work. And that's why her daughter would have to sometimes take the little sister to nursery. So, you know, she's trying her hardest to make ends meet, and thank goodness her daughter's really smart. She got a scholarship into an amazing school. So at this point, Ebony has to be a companion as well to her mum. You know, she would find out how was your day, and her mum would find out how her day was, and they'll basically catch up in the early hours of the morning like this before they part ways. Ebony would head off to school and take the little one to nursery before getting to school, and the mum would get some few hours sleep before turning up at work. But on this morning they got some really bad news.
This just in, the body of Alana Davis has finally been found near the main Simtown dump site. She was last seen on Thursday getting into an unmarked vehicle. Stay tuned for the main story.
It's quite unsettling, you know, to find out that the town that you live in isn't as safe as you thought it was. And it's something that bothered her a little bit. So she was sat here alone. As usual, as mentioned before, she's left out most of the time. Other students tend to, you know, gather together to themselves and leave her out. However, I'm just bringing along Pamela to come and say hi to her, because occasionally Pamela would, when she does, remember that Ebony does exist, and she'll pop over and say, hey, how are you doing? How was your weekend? You know, she'll try and catch up. But here's the thing, Pamela just doesn't realize that she's not as dedicated to Ebony as Ebony is to her. And, you know, Ebony really is more mature because of the nature of her life. Now, as soon as the princess shows up, Pamela tends to forget that Ebony exists. it's almost as if Ebony is invisible. And many of us have had some of these experiences. And, Ebony is just standing there and trying to be part of the chit chat. And no matter what she does, she just doesn't seem to be in their eye gateway at all. Austin Diamond is going away on a trip, and he usually does this. He's a businessman, and he's completely dedicated to his beautiful wife here, who he lavishes with the most expensive gifts and, trips around the world. So she has the lifestyle. And look at him in blue and green together.
Okay, jewelry, bags and shoes. What else, darling?
I knew I could count on you. You know me too well. Have a safe trip.
And in many ways, then one, she is also a single parent. But it's very different because he does come around, but the entire running of the household and looking after the children and supervising Tom and Pamela completely rests on her. And when he's away, she would have drinks, she would attend parties, she would go swimming, go to the spa, and so on. Because, here's the thing, she feels that her kids are a lot older, so they don't really need minding as such. And this sometimes can be a mistake, because they always still need guidance.
You met a stranger online. He says he's in love with me. My goodness, are you going to meet him? I'm not sure. I really want to. What do you think? It's exciting. I think we should exchange pictures first. Think of it as an adventure.
So Ebony was outside and she could hear what was going on, and she panicked. And as I say, she's quite dedicated to Pamela, so she's going to dash right in and quickly have a word with Pamela because she's really concerned because of the news that she had been following on TV. Now it's interesting because I'm thinking 1 hour is long. Let me go for Socialize. I think that'll be fine. Yeah. The other thing is, the princess is more than happy that Pamela has found a love interest, because it then means she can keep Simon to herself. And, of course, it's as though Ebony is about to ruin her chances by warning Pamela.
You shouldn't do it. I heard what you were both talking about. You shouldn't do it. Oh, please. You're gonna get hurt. Some girl went missing the other day. Oh my goodness. I saw it on the news. Don't do it. Why'd you have to ruin everything? It's like you've got a sad cloud over your head. Just go. Enough already. I'm leaving.
Kazawa Skiba, Kuba Flobnu. Funeb, Nars, Smeed Wabari, we Keensano Offlarn. Vas, me, Memble Zepop.
Hello, Mother. I wanted to tell you something. Are you even listening to me, Mother? Mother!
Eat something, Pamela?
Vas, me, Memble Zepops, Offlarn tea. Funeb, Nars, Smeed Wabari, we Keensano Offlarn. Vosk, me, Memble Zeepops, Aflarni wa Whipty, Sna. Funeb, na, Kazawa Skiba, Kuba Flobnu. Vosk, Nars, Smeed Wabari, we Keensano wa Whipty, Sna. Funeb, Nars, Smeed Wabari, we Keensano Offlarn. Vosk, me, Memble Zeepops, Aflarni wa Whipty, Sna. Funeb, na, Kazawa Skiba, Kuba Flobnu. Vosk, Nars, Smeed Wabari, we Keensano.